For anyone who's thinking of getting this AIO but couldn't find any reviews online, any unboxings, or any promotional clips about this specific product, well, you're in luck because I bit the bullet and got myself a Thermalright Frozen Horizon ARGB 240 AIO liquid cooler. To start off, I'd like to clarify that as of this date, I haven't seen any solid information about this product. Two people bought it online from the store I got it from, and there aren't even any photos. Hopefully, this can give you some insight and information if you're planning to buy this specific cooler. To be perfectly clear, this is not an unboxing, and this is definitely not a review. This is just me showing you what this thing actually looks like because it's very difficult to find any solid information online. I was previously using a Deepcool LE520 AIO, which for its price was extremely good and efficient when it came to cooling my Ryzen 5800 X3D. I was previously using an Asus Prime AP201 case, which is basically a box with a bunch of holes in it, so air cooling was just a constant added bonus. Right now, I downscaled to a Deepcool CH160 Plus, which basically has no intakes except the little air the GPU sucks from the bottom. Given all this information, I'll take it into account the results later when I do a quick stress test on this cooler. So this cooler I bought from Shopee for around 3,799 pesos, and it's just about the same price as my old cooler. Although the main difference is that aesthetically, this one has a display screen. Mind you, it's not a full LCD, but it can display your CPU and your GPU temps. For the build quality, starting with the pump, it does feel slightly less quality or less premium than the LE520, mainly because of the type of sheen it has on the tubing. But the display itself looks beautiful, this nice rich dark display, and when you turn it on, it shows nice bright digits. However, I also want to note that this radiator is so much lighter. Seriously, this feels almost empty compared to my previous cooler. I think the overall build quality is great, high quality plastic, but the weight difference is something definitely to notice. Now for the fans, they look great, though upon using it for a few days, I have to say they are not as silent as my Arctix P12s. At around 60 to 70% load, those fans are still almost muted. Though these Thermalright fans, very efficient in moving air, does tend to be a bit louder. For the display screen, it's great. No complaints, it's exactly how it looks on the marketing material Thermalright has on their website. Though I also want to add that looking at the photo, there should be ARGB lights around the display of the pump. Mine does not do that. I do not know why. I have contacted customer support. I'm still waiting for their reply. This also has a removable display, so you can orient it however you like, depending on how you would install your pump. Upon the unboxing, I did notice one of the contact pins for the display fell off or got cut off. Luckily, as you just saw, it still works, so very fortunate. However, like I said, maybe this is the reason why I'm not getting that ARGB display around the screen. Now, the one and only major complaint I have with this AIO is the bracket. I have no idea why Thermalright decided to use this ancient Mesopotamian style of mounting. Seriously, other brands don't even use actual screws. Thumb screws lang, and then you plop down the bracket and then done. This was just so unnecessarily tedious. You have to alternatively screw the top and then the bottom and then the top and then the bottom while pushing the pump into your motherboard. I mean, it's tolerable, but it's very unnecessary. Now moving on to the software, it is pretty straightforward. It shows what you can do with the display, basic stuff. A caveat would be you can only choose to display one reading at a time, so either CPU or GPU, and there are others as well. Now finally, let's talk about the performance. Like I said, this is not a full review. I didn't meticulously test the difference between this cooler and other coolers or even my previous cooler. However, I can tell you that it is better than my LE520, but not by much. The quick initial testings I've done only showed a 1 to 2 degree difference, and that's also accounting for the case change. My current case is significantly much warmer than my old case, and it's at 99% negative air pressure. The only air that it gets is from the GPU at the bottom, when the fans spin. Now, compared to my old AIO, I guess it didn't really make that much of a difference. I think it needs more testing, it needs more professional, more capable people to review it, but first impressions, I like it. Maybe recommend it if you want this specific look and you're planning to change your AIO. I wouldn't call it an upgrade. I think whatever 240 AIO you have is already good, but if you want this aesthetic look, then definitely you can check it out.